Alright, so today I am going to show you a quick little video of me fixing little bumps in my paintings. There's a few of them. I'm not going to remove every single one because some of them give it a little bit of character, but sometimes your paint has bumps in it that you don't actually notice until after your painting dries. And then you're a little bit bummed out because you have huge shadows like this one casts. So I am going to work on that, getting some of these out so that you guys can see it, and then what I do to make it look like there wasn't a bump there, and to just touch up the paint color. Also, I'll be using my little Dremel tool here with this tiny bit on it, or piece on it, if I can ever get it to focus. So that's what we'll be doing.
As you're going along in this, I want you to feel what you're doing. If you still feel a bump, keep going. If you grind it down to even with your canvas, then stop, because you don't want to go all the way down to your canvas. You don't want there to be an indent because of you sanding down your painting. So you can see me touching on the canvas to see how far I've gone. And these two, I did not go all of the way down as far as I could have gone, which you'll see I'll demonstrate here shortly.
Okay, so as you can see, now it's white, because it was my white that was lumpy and I didn't really notice in time, unfortunately. So you have your few little white pieces like this instead of a piece like this now. And then you will take your color that matches this that you poured with, and you will touch it up, and I will show you that. Okay, so I found the color that matches this, and I am going to touch it up. I don't want to use a little tiny brush because I want it to kind of blend in and not create more bumps. So that is what I will do. And then once that dries, it will match perfectly, and you won't see as big of a bump. I can tell that there is a little bit of a bump, however, it's not huge like this one, and it's not casting a major shadow that you'll see when your painting is hung up. And I do have another here that I did, and that looks like it's the same color, so I'll do the same thing to that one. Just get a little tiny bit on your paintbrush, don't go overboard, but also use a brush that's not tiny, so then you can blend it a little bit better and not create big bumps again. So that is how I make the bumps in my paintings go away. And then I also wanted to show you that I have a couple of parts where it got smudged when I took a lump out while it was still wet, and it I got it pretty good, and you can't really tell, but right about here is where I had a smudge, and then I blended in a creamy white to make it not so noticeable. So when I put my varnish over this, you won't even know anymore. This is a slightly glossy, I don't know, yeah, see, it's a little glossy there, well, really glossy, so you won't notice that after you fix everything and you put your varnish on, or your resin, or whatever it is that you prefer to use. So I'm gonna do that on all of these, and I will let you see the finished product. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this one. Now I sanded down a little bit of it, but I'm not going to be able to replicate this. So I only sanded down the parts that I can actually touch up or that would look normal for the piece. And then the same with this part here. I can't really replicate what's going on around that because the cells are so small and fine lines there. It's hard to be able to get all of the bumps that you might want to get, unfortunately. But from a distance, you really can't even see the ones that I sanded off because there's little pieces. Like I said, it was my white that was all messed up. So there's little white spots and speckles throughout this entire painting. So I don't necessarily need to touch up every single one that I sanded off, but the ones that I will, that are noticeable to me, are like this one, where it's right in the middle of a blue line and I can't really let there be a huge white speckle when there's not very many. Like up there, there is, but coming down here, it's really solid blue. So I want to follow that and keep with that instead of having there be a random white spot. So I will do that and I will show you everything when it's all finished. All right, so now I am done doing all of my touch-ups and the painting looks solid and completed now. So I am safe to go on and varnish this piece. So that's the whole thing right there.